The first factor, coercion, is defined in section 15. What is coercion? Coercion has two aspects. First, committing or threatening to commit an act forbidden by IPC. Any act which has been forbidden by IPC, if that act is committed, we say it amounts to coercion. Secondly, unlawful detaining or threatening to detain any property to the prejudice of any person whatever is also coercion. Any one of these two acts should be coupled with one intention. The intention should be to cause a person to enter into an agreement. For coercion to exist, there must be this intention along with any one of the first described two acts. Let's take an illustration. A is on board an English ship on high seas. He causes B to enter into an agreement with him by an act amounting to criminal intimidation under IPC. The act of criminal intimidation is punishable under section 506 IPC. A has caused B to enter into an agreement by an act amounting to criminal intimidation. Thereafter, A sues B for breach of contract at Calcutta. The question is whether a contract had come into force when they entered into an agreement. No doubt they entered into an agreement, but does that agreement amount to a contract? Because only a contract can be enforced by law, not every agreement. The illustration says that A has employed coercion. Though his act is not an offence by law of England and section 506 IPC was not in force at the place where the act was done, even then it amounts to coercion, because the definition of coercion does not require that act should be an offence at the place where it is committed. It only says that the act should be forbidden by IPC. Since A employed coercion, the consent given by B is not free consent, and since free consent is not there, the agreement between A and B is not a contract and it cannot be enforced by law. A further condition which we have assumed in this illustration is that B would not have entered into the agreement without this act of criminal intimidation. If it could be shown by A that B would have entered into the agreement in any case, even without this act of criminal intimidation, then the mere presence of the act of criminal intimidation would not vitiate the agreement and the agreement would be enforceable by law. It would be a contract. But if A is not able to show this, then his act of criminal intimidation would vitiate the agreement.